Hello, my dear friends, my dear students. Today we are discussing a topic on pair of linear equations in two variables. I hope you know what linear equations are. An equation having degree of 1 will be known as linear equations, and if we are using two variables means in that sense we are using either x or y, a or b, such type of variables may be used. Two variables, the equations will be of two variables in this sense. So to know the solution of the linear equations in two variables, let us suppose there is an equation like this: ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Here x and y are variables. So in that sense what you can say is we can draw a graph of it. We can represent this equation graphically, and in that sense each solution xy of this equation corresponds to a point on the line representing this equation. What it means, we can, for one equation we can draw one line graph. That line will be straight line, obviously, because this is a linear equation. So if you are having two equations, then you can solve these two equations using a linear graph. And if this graph, which is of two lines like this, it can be of most probably of three shapes, as you can see here. So first is the case of, here you can see that the two lines are intersecting at a point. So if they are intersecting at a point, so you are getting a solution over there. That will be the solution, that will be known as the solution of that graph where these two lines are intersecting. And the two lines which are not intersecting means these are parallel lines, so they won't intersect, so no solution. No solution means you will not have any solution of those two equations. Similarly, if these two lines are coinciding each other, as you can see here, they are coinciding, so in that sense the equation are having infinitely many solutions. So here the case will be of infinitely many solutions. So to represent it more, we can take an example over here which will show us. So if the lines are intersecting at a point, we say that a unique solution is there, firstly. Secondly, we also term the equation as consistent pair of equations, consistent pair. Similarly, if it is of no solution means inconsistent, the pair is inconsistent. And lastly, it is also consistent where the lines are coincident lines. As you can see here, the lines are coincident lines. Without wasting any time, we shall go for examples also. Before proceeding to those examples on graph, we can have some more concepts relating to it. Let us suppose we are having an equation like this. Second equation is like this. These are two linear equations. X and y are variables, other are constants. So in these two equations, as you can see here, if the lines are intersecting lines, as the case was discussed above, so in that case it should be a1 upon a2 should be not equal to b1 upon b2 for intersecting lines. This is for intersecting lines. Similarly, for this no solution or parallel lines, a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. Similarly, for this one, you can have a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Means just seeing the all these constants a1 a2 b1 b2 and c1 c2, you can very easily know that what type of solution these both equations have. Got it? Means you are to calculate the ratios a1 upon a2 b1 upon b2 and so on. So now I am going to take an example over here that how to solve the equations graphically. This is an example question of NCERT. So in this question, what you are going to do is, here the question is, as you are to draw, there are two equations, x minus y plus 1 equal to 0 and 3x plus 2y minus 12 equal to 0. So two equations are with you. You are to draw the graph of these two equations. So how you can draw it? Just see what you will do. First of all, you are to take the value of y, that from this x minus y, y plus 1 of the first equation, you take the value of y will be equal to x plus 1. Then you are to draw the table just like this and take at least 3 to 5 values. I am taking 4 values. Just put x equal to 1 or 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want. So put x is equal to 0 here, you get y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1 and 0. So if you put the value of 0, 2, 4 and minus 1, you get of x in this equation, you will get the corresponding y value. Similarly, convert this equation, the second equation also, like this, in terms y in terms of x. So you get this one, this equation, this value of y, and draw one more graph, one more table, x and y, like this. Just put the values over here. You can take any number of values, at least 3 values should be taken. And here just remember one thing, you take the value of x in such a way that you get the whole number for the value of y. So if you put 0 here, just 12 minus 0 upon 2, that is 6. And similarly, if you put x is equal to 2 here, then you will get 3 and 4 and 0. Now we will be going to draw the graph of these equations. Just see how you can draw the graph. Take this graph. Now in the middle of this graph you can draw the y-axis. I hope you are following me. You can take the graphs with you and try to draw it side by side. I am just giving you the solution of this. So this is an x-axis, as you can see here. This is y-axis, as you can see here. X and y-axis, 0, 1. Put the values of x-axis, minus 1, minus 2 on the other side. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this, and minus 1 on y-axis, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on. Got it? Now what you will do, this was our solution, as you can see here. Now you will put the points to that solution. Just see, the very first point is 0 and 1 for first equation, 0 and 1. This is here. Just see, 0 and 1 means 0 and 1 is here. Just write 0 and 1. Similarly, 2 and 3 is there. So 2 is here and 3. This is 2 and 3. Take 2 of x-axis and 3 of y-axis. 4 and 5. Similarly, 4 and 5 here. Minus 1 and 0. Minus 1 and 0 means this is the point here. That is minus 1 and 0. Now take your scale and just join all these points. You will get a straight line over there. As you can see, this is the straight line. Just extend this straight line and write the equation to which it is representing. Like this you can have, and the equation is x minus y plus 1 equal to 0. Similarly, you can draw the second graph, that is of the second equation, second line of the second equation in the same very graph, that is 0 and 6. First of all, 0 and 6 you can have here. As you can see, this is the 0.0 and 6. So 0 and 6 here. 2 and 3, 2 and 3. This is the common point, as you can see here. 4 and 0. 4 is for here on x-axis and 0 for y-axis. Now also you just take the scale and draw a straight line that is passing through all these 3 points, and just write the name of the equation here, 3x plus 2y minus 12 equal to 0. So this is the graph, and the solution to this graph is 2 and the point 2 and 3. So we can add more queries to this graph. Like you are to find out, firstly you are to find out determine the coordinates of vertices of triangle formed by these lines and x-axis Secondly, shade the triangular region. So this is a complete question of NCERT. So what you can do is you can find out the 3 vertices. As you can see, this is the triangular region. This one, the shaded portion, is the triangular region here. Got it? These are the point A, B and C, as you can see here. Let us suppose this is the triangular region. So you can give the points. So point A is 2 and 3, point B is minus 1 and 0, and point C is 4 and 0. This is the complete solution for this question. Now we proceed further, that how to find out the solution to the equations given to you. So there are various methods. First method is the substitution method. What you can do is, in this substitution method, you are to substitute the values. Let us take an example here. 7x minus 15y is equal to 2. X plus 2y is equal to 3. So you are to substitute the values. Means just take the first equation and try to find out the value of any of the variable from this equation. Similarly, in the second, let us suppose you are taking the second equation and you are trying to find out the value of x in this sense. X will be equal to 3 minus 2y. Obviously, put this value in very first equation instead of x, means substitute the value of x here. So you will get 7 3 minus 2y, 7 into 3 minus 2y minus 15y is equal to 0. It comes out to be 21 minus 14y sorry, minus 15y is equal to 0. Similarly, what you will get, minus 29y is equal to minus 19, and y is equal to 19 upon 29. Put this value of y in this very equation that you got earlier in the value of x. So you will get x is equal to 3 minus 2 into 19 upon 29. That is x is equal to 49 upon 29. So in this way you can use the substitution method to solve the equations. Similarly, there is the method known as elimination method that we will use to solve the equations. Elimination method is this is the elimination method that we are going to use here. Elimination method is, just take an example here. Let us suppose the example is given to you is x plus y is equal to 5, 2x minus 3y is equal to 4. This is the question. So for elimination, what you can do is just equalize the coefficient of either x or y. So in this case, this is the first equation, this is the second equation. I am just multiplying the first equation by 2 so as to equalize the coefficient of both these equations. So that means if you multiply 2 to this equation, you get 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. You multiply the very first equation by 2. The second equation is 2x minus 3y equal to 4. So what you get is just subtract it and you get 5y is equal to 6 and y is equal to 6 upon 5. Very easy. It's very easy. Now put this value of y in any of the equation, either first or second. Let us suppose I am putting it into the very first equation, that is x plus y is equal to 5. I am putting this value of y in it. So x plus y 6 by 5, x plus 6 by 5 is equal to 5, and what you are getting is 5 minus 6 by 5, that is 25 minus 6 upon 5, you get 19 by 5. So you get both the solutions, x is equal to 19 by 5 and y is equal to 6 by 5. The third method is cross multiplication method. Generally students get confused by this cross multiplication method, that it is an important method and it is little bit difficult one. Generally the students get confused, so you need not worry about it. Just try to solve the query that how it is solved. I am going to discuss here with you to solve this method. Let us suppose this is an equation. It's very simple, just it's a little bit tricky to solve it. What you do, just try to understand what I mean to say here. Just if there are two variables x and y, just put these variables like this, x upon is equal to y upon, we will be taking the ratios here, and minus 1 upon. If you are taking only x and y variables here and putting all the other constants on the other side, then you put minus 1. Else if you are putting zeros over the other side and taking each and everything on the LHS side, then put 1 over here. Mind this thing. Now how you can use this trick, if you are taking the very first variable, that is x, just hide the coefficient of this variable. Now multiply, take the coefficient of y, just multiply this y with 74, the other side 3 into 74 minus now y into 46, 5 into 46, like this. Similarly, if you are taking the y variable, just hide this y variable. Now 46 to 3 minus 74 to 2, like this. Similarly what you can do is minus 1 upon, just hide this, 2 into 5 minus 3 into 3. Now it's very simple. What you get is 222 is there, then it is 230, then 138 is there, then 148 is there, minus 1 upon 10 minus 9. So what you get is minus 8 y upon minus 10 minus 1 upon 1. Now x upon minus 8 could be equal to minus 1, y upon minus 10 could be minus 1, x is equal to 8, y is equal to 10. So you get both the values of x and y here. Now coming to the initial concept, as I have taught you earlier, that for no solution, if two equations are like this, and for no solutions, what you can do is a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1, and for a unique solution, a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2. This is the first. Then for no solution, this formula is used, and for infinitely many solution, this one is used. Now coming again, using this very concept, we can have some more examples like this. This is the equation given to you. You have to find the value of p is the value of p for unique solution. Find value of p for unique solution. So how you can find out the value of p for unique solution? Let us suppose that this 4 is a1 is 4, a2 is 2, got it, b1 is p, and b2 is 2 over here. For unique solution, as I told you earlier, a1 upon a2 should not be equal to b1 upon b2 for unique solution. So just seeing these coefficients, the ratio of the coefficients, you can very well know that whether it is a unique solution or a no solution or an infinitely many solutions. So put the value of a1, a2, p upon 2. So what you get is, it cancels. So the value of p is not equal to 4. That means other than p can have any other value except 4, and the solution will be unique solution, and you will get the solutions of x and y. So I have just taught you that three methods are there: substitution, elimination, and cross multiplication methods to solve the equations, and how to know that whether the equations are unique, having unique solution, or infinitely many solutions, or no solutions. Let us take some more examples here. Let us take some more examples like this. Kx plus 3y minus k minus 3. This is an equation. 12x plus ky minus k is equal to 0. This is the second equation. In this equation, it is given to you that you are to solve for infinitely many solutions. You are to solve the value of x, you are to find out the value of x for infinitely many solutions. You are to find out the value of k here for infinitely many solutions. How you can do? Similarly, for infinitely many solutions, a1 upon a2 should be equal to b1 upon b2, should be equal to c1 upon c2, as we were discussing for the standard equations, standard linear equations. So so let a1 is k here, a2 is 12 here, b1 is 3 here, b2 is k here, and what about c? c1 and c2 will be, c1 is these are minus and minus here, so c1 is minus k minus 3, and c2 is, it will be minus k. As the equations we were using all were having as positive coefficients, standard equations. So what you will do, now put this values here. So a1 upon a2, that means k upon 12, it is equal to 3 upon k is equal to minus k minus 3 upon minus k. Minus minus cancels. So what you get for the very first two equations, you will get k square is equal to 36, means k is equal to plus minus 6. Now you have to solve the other two also, because in from the very first two you get k is equal to plus minus 6, means k is having plus 6 value also and minus 6 value also. So what you will do, just to clarify whether it is having two values or only one, just go with the other set of ratios. You will get 3k is equal to k square minus 3k. So k square minus you take 6k over there, minus 6k is equal to 0. Take k as common, you will get like this. So either k is 0 or either k is 6. So the common value of these two is that k is equal to 6. So answer of this equation is that k is equal to 6 over here. So in this way you can solve these equations. Now there are some different set of equations that you can solve in some other method also. Just you have to take the tricks, like this is the equation, you have to solve it. One equation is this, second is this. How you can solve it? These two equations are given to you, you have to solve it. X and y are the variables which are on the denominator of the terms. So let us suppose, what you will do, let 1 upon x is equal to u and 1 upon y is equal to v over here. So just convert these equations, so it will be 2u plus 3v is equal to 13 and 5u minus 4v is equal to minus 2, like this. So what will happen there, just solve these u and v now. This will become, let us suppose this is the first equation, this is the second equation, this is the third equation, this is the fourth equation. So what you will do, just use the elimination method over here. In this elimination method you can do, in this elimination method just equalize the coefficients of u. So what you will do, multiply by 5 and multiply by 2. So you will get 10u plus 15v, that comes out to be 65. Now 10u again minus 8v is equal to minus 4 over here. Got it? So similarly just you do like this, 23v is equal to 69 and v is equal to 1 by v is equal, you get v is equal to 69 by 23, that is 3. Similarly put this value of v in this third equation. So 2u plus 3 into 69 by 23 and equal to 13. So this is also 3 over here. So 2u plus 9 is equal to 13, 2u is equal to 4, u is equal to 2. V is 3, u is 2, but you have to find out x and y. As you know, 1 upon x is equal to u, so x will be equal to 1 by 2 and y will be equal to 1 by 3. These are the two solutions over there. You can get x is equal to 1 by 2 and y is equal to 1 by 3, because 1 upon x, we have earlier assumed that 1 upon x is equal to u and 1 upon y is equal to v. So let us take some more examples over here to solve the statement questions. Like this is an example having the ratio of incomes of two persons is 9:7 and the ratio of their expenditure is 4:3. So what could be there? Let us suppose income of two persons, ratio is 9:7, so income will be, let us suppose first person and second person income will be 9x and 7x, let us suppose. Got it? Now their expenditure, ratio of expenditure, so expenditure of two persons will be 4x and second person can be 3x, like this. So both are, if each of them manages to save 2000, that means if you take the difference of income and expenditure of first person, he saves 4y. he or she saves 2000. Why we have taken y here, not x? Because in case of income we are taking as the ratio in case of x variables, and in case of expenditure we are just taking a different variable, that is the y variable. So we can't take same variables here. So similarly the 7x minus 3y is equal to 2000. So just solve these equations by elimination method or else. I hope you can solve them, and you will get x will be 2000 here, got it, and y will be, you will be getting 4000. So income will be, for very first person, income will be 18,000 rupees, and for second person it will be, as 7x is there, so it will be so in the second equation, so incomes will be 18,000 here, and similarly you can solve the rest of the part here. Got it? I hope you are getting what I mean to say here, that the ratios are in here, the ratios are 9 and 7. So you will be getting, for the second also you will be getting 14,000 here, like this, incomes, and you can get expenditure also. Now come on to the second part of the second question here, like we are using like the sum of a two-digit number and the number obtained by reversing the digits is 66. If the digits of number differ by 2, how many such numbers are there? So very good example it is. So in such type of examples, what you can do is, two-digit number is there. What you should do here, let the tens digit at this number is x, and units place digit is y. So what number will become? The first number will be, what you will do, just multiply x by 10, so it will be 10x plus y. If you reverse the number, will be 10y plus x. Got it? So sum of a two-digit number and number obtained by reversing the digits means add both these two numbers, 10x plus y, 10y plus x, you get 66. 11x plus 11y, you get 66. X plus y will be equal to 6 over here. The very first equation. Similarly, the difference of the digits is 2. So whether the difference is x minus y equal to 2 or y minus x equal to 2. So you can take both these cases. First take x minus y is equal to 2, and else you can take y minus s equal to 2. So in this case, just solve it out. 2x is equal to 8, and x you can get 4. Got it? And so if x is 4, then y will be, obviously the y will be 2. So number formed will be, what is y, what is x? Tens digit is x. So number formed will be obviously 42. Similarly, here it will be like this. So because x plus y is equal to 6, y minus, you are taking the second option, so you cancel out x, 2y is equal to 8, y is equal to 4 again. So x is equal to 2. If this is the case, then the number formed is 24. So you get both the numbers here, 42 and 24. As you can see, that sum of these two numbers is 66. As was the case, the sum of these two numbers, that is the number obtained by reversing the digits and the original number, it is 66. 42 plus 24, it is 66. So the solution is also verified over here. So there will be two solutions to this question, 42 and 24. Mind one thing, that you have to give both the solutions, taking the difference of x minus y and y minus x. You have to solve both these equations. You can have one more example over there. There is shortage of time, so we are just going with the last example for uh, these equations. What is it? A very good example: a boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream in 10 hours. In 13 hours it can go 40 km upstream and 55 km downstream. Very important question it is. Determine the speed of stream and that of boat in still water. So come to the solution. Let speed of boat in still water. You have to take still water. Let us suppose it is x km per hour. Similarly, speed of stream. Speed of stream is y km per hour. So x is the speed of water, speed of boat in still water, means water is standing and the speed of boat in that water is x, means like this. If this is the boat and speed of boat is x and water is flowing like this and speed of stream is y, so speed of boat in downstream, the speed becomes x plus y, means x plus y kilometers per hour. So it means in downstream is the boat is moving in the same direction as in the direction of stream. So the speed of stream will add to the speed of boat. Similarly, speed of boat in, let us suppose speed of boat in upstream will be, the reverse case is there, x minus y, means here speed of stream is opposing the direction of flow of boat, so it will reduce the speed of boat. That is why we call it as speed of boat in upstream. Got it? Now come to the question. A boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream. So what will happen? So what you know, it will take 10 hours. So the formula is time is equal to distance upon speed. I hope you know this formula, that time is equal to distance upon speed. Got it? So what will happen? 30 km upstream, it is 30 km upstream as you can see, and 44 km downstream. Time, you have to find out the time. So take distance 30, speed for upstream is x minus y, 44 km distance, and speed for downstream is x plus y. So what the equation will become 30 upon x minus y plus 44 upon x plus y. The total time it is taken is 10. This is the very first equation. Similarly, you can have in 13 hours 40 km upstream and 55 km downstream. So this is, it takes 13 hours. This is the second equation. Now how you can solve them? Just see how to solve these equations. So how you can do it? Let us suppose, what you are supposing is that 1 upon x minus y is equal to u and 1 upon x plus y is equal to v in this case. So 30u plus 44v is equal to 10 for the first equation, and 40u plus 55v for the is equal to 13 for the second equation. So just use elimination method. So I have taught you the elimination method here. So what you will get, like this, 40 and 120u plus 165v is equal to 39. So just take the difference, you get v is equal to 1 upon 11. Got it? Similarly, again put this value of v over here in the first equation, in this third equation. This is the third equation and this is the fourth equation. Put this value of v here. So what you get is 30u plus 44 into v is 1 by 11, that is 10. It cancels. So 30u plus 4 is equal to 10. 30u is equal to 6. So u is equal to 1 by 5. So u and v you get, u is 1 by 5, u is 1 by 5, and v is 1 by 11 as you get. But what was u? U was 1 upon x minus y is equal to u as we have supposed, and v was 1 upon x plus y is equal to v. So 1 upon x minus y means you put 5 here, 1 upon x plus y means you put 1 upon 11 here. So x minus y is equal to 5, and similarly x plus y is equal to 11. Just cancel it out. 2x is equal to 16, x is equal to 8 over here. Similarly, put this value in this, so you will get 8 minus 5 by this, and y is equal to, you get 3. So answer is, speed of boat is x as we have assumed. So speed of boat is x is equal to 8 kilometers per hour. So speed of boat, this is the speed of boat in still water. Similarly, speed of stream, it will be 3 kilometers per hour as we have assumed that this is y. So I have tried to solve many queries of yours, many examples in this video in this section. Because of shortage of time, some questions might have been skipped. So for more queries and more questions, you can please come onto my page, Tarun Tutorials Hisar on Facebook, and you can mail your queries at my WhatsApp number 8950091091090. Thank you, thanks a lot. Keep watching my videos, and your queries and suggestions are truly welcomed. So please stay tuned, and you can WhatsApp your queries at my number. Thank you.